Evening, late evening. We get started for the final two for 1986. This Monday night football game between the eventual AFC champion Denver Broncos and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Originally 21-10, on the backs of a Steve Watson 21-yard pass from Elway. Gary Anderson hit a 42-yard field goal for the Steelers in the second. Steve Sewell caught a 34-yard pass from Elway for a 14-3 lead. Rich Ehrenberg then ran it in from 7 yards out to give the Steelers a 14-10 lead, or cut the Bronco lead to 14-10. And Sammy Winder caught a 13-yard pass from Elway. Denver right now is 1-0, and Pittsburgh is coming off hold on, let me check their schedule real quick. A loss at Seattle 30-0, so they have not scored yet. Pittsburgh would finish the season at 6-10, Denver 11-5, and go on to win the Super Bowl. What this game could do is, if Pittsburgh is able to rewrite history and win this game, it would knock Denver out of home field advantage, giving it to New England, potentially even taking the division away, as it would then come down to tiebreakers between them and Kansas City. So let's go on down to the field, Pittsburgh's Three River Stadium, for the game. Before we get started, just a real quick shout out to I Teach History 78, who created these rosters. They're available on Madden 16, 17, and 18. Madden 18, he has 1987 ready. And if you're interested in potentially doing a connected season with that, go to Facebook and join Madden Custom Rosters, as there is an opportunity to join a connected franchise. Welcome, everybody, to Monday Night Football, as your 0-1 Pittsburgh Steelers host the Denver Broncos. Mark Malone struggled last week against Seattle. He is still the starting quarterback going up against John Elway and the Denver Broncos. We go down to Heinz Field in Pittsburgh for tonight's Monday night action. Denver in the all-white uniforms, Pittsburgh. The home team, Gary Anderson, heading on the field for the kickoff. There's a look at Chuck Noll, the Steelers' legendary head coach, been around since 1969. And Dan Reeves, the former running back with the Dallas Cowboys, turned Denver Bronco head coach. It is a bit of a somewhat partly cloudy night here in Pittsburgh. Monday, September 15th, 1986, and we're going to conclude week 2 tonight. We've seen some upsets. We've seen some history-changing moments. What will Monday night bring us? And Anderson gets the boot under, and we are underway from Three River Stadium in Pittsburgh. He's taken on the goal line, gets it out to the 27. I'm going to call it the 28-yard line on the return. That is number 33, Gene Lang, on the return. And here's a look at John Elway. John Elway, who had a fantastic start last week, brings the Broncos out. The Broncos had a hell of a game against the Los Angeles Raiders in week 1, a seesaw battle. Elway brought them back for a 38-36 win. Start the season 1-0. Elway starts off in the shotgun. He's going to fake the handoff. He's going to go deep to start the game, and he's going to overfire his receiver. Look at the Bronco offensive line, led by Dave Studdard, Steve Watson, and Vance Johnson, your starting receivers, and Clarence Kay, the tight end. Sammy Winder is in the backfield, along with Gerald Wilhite. Elway once again in the shotgun. Back to pass. Throws over, throws Clarence K on the reception. Elway's just a bit high so far in his first two passes. Keith Willis anchors the Pittsburgh defensive line. Mike Merriweather and David Little, along with Robin Cole and Brian Hinkle, are your linebackers. Still hanging around from the Super Bowl era is Donnie Shell, hanging out in the secondary, along with Mike Webster on the offense and John Stallworth. There's a few Steelers Super Bowl champions remaining. Elway is going to fake the handoff on 3rd and 10. He's been high on his first two passes. He's going to throw. It is complete. Looks like Clarence K, and he's going to get into Pittsburgh territory. 25-yard completion from Elway to K. Elway putting the touch pass together on K as he beat the linebacker. It was a mismatch against Merriweather, and he's able to pick up the first down. Elway so far is 1 of 3 on the afternoon. 1st and 10 from the Pittsburgh 47. Elway's going to fake the handoff once again. The rush is on. He throws over the middle. It is caught. And that is going to be number 82, Vance Johnson, on the reception. The first-year player out of Arizona. Catches the pass over Clayton. Harvey Clayton was in good position for the interception, but Johnson reaches over him and takes it away. And it is a 1st and 10 at the 25 for Elway. Broncos got the ball to open the game up, and they're driving right down the field on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Elway. This time he's gone once again. It's a play action. Keep using the play action. Throws over, throws his man in the end zone. The Broncos have gone back to pass 5 times so far, and Elway's been high 3 of the 5. This time he was looking for number 80, Mark Jackson, the rookie out of Purdue. Elway's going to go back in the shotgun on 2nd down and 10. This time he's going to give it to Sammy Winder. Winder's going to move forward. He's going to pick up 5 yards on the carry before he runs into a gaggle of Steelers. Picks up 5, and will bring up a 3rd down and 5. Sammy Winder out of Southern Miss. Elway's got his 3rd down and 5 from the 20. He is back to pass. He's throwing, and it is complete to Jackson at the 9-yard line, and it'll be a 1st and goal for the Denver Broncos. Converging to make the tackle is John Swain, the Miami Hurricane alumnus. In his 3rd season. There's a handoff to Winder. Winder's going to break free, and Winder dives into the end zone for the touchdown, giving Denver an early 6-0 lead. That was an interesting ending. As he goes right over the middle, he's met by a couple Steelers, gets to the goal line, and leaps forward. Taking off like Superman. Carlos's extra point is true, and it is 7-0. Eight plays, 72 yards. Steelers, or the Broncos, making a statement on the opening drive. Chuck Noll now needs to make some adjustments and get the Mark Malone and the Steeler offense running. Carlos kicks it off. Going to be taken at the 5. He's out to the 28. Felipe Sanchez on the return. And here comes Mark Malone. He's got Lewis Lips and John Stallworth as his receivers. The Denver Bronco defense getting set. Making sure they have 11 on the field. First and 10 from the 28 from Malone. He's going to give it off to Abercrombie on the first carry. And here's a look at the Steeler offensive line. Ray Pinney, Craig Wolfley, Mike Webster, the center. Walter Abercrombie, your halfback, with Ernest Jackson at full, Lewis Lips and John Stallworth, the receivers. And it's a second down now and 7 yards at the 30-yard line. Malone in the shotgun. He's got receivers 3 to the left. It's going to be handoff to Abercrombie. Abercrombie breaks to the outside. He gets by 1, gets by a second. He's going to get into Denver territory before he is finally brought down by Dennis Smith. And Steve Foley on the tackle. Right away in the backfield, Abercrombie is able to get by Lewis Wright. And from there on out, it's about a 22-yard gain. Malone brings the Steelers up. In the shotgun. 3 receivers to the right. Back to pass is Mark Malone. He's going to take off running. He's going to get to the corner, and Carl Mecklenburg and Dennis Smith, nope, number 45. That's Steve Wilson converge. Greg Cragen, Rulon Jones at the Carl Mecklenburg, your middle linebacker, with Tom Jackson, the veteran, out to the left. Dennis Smith and Steve Foley, your safeties. It is a first or second down and 8 now, as Malone is in the shotgun once again. Malone's going to give to Abercrombie, but Carl Mecklenburg is there to stock him up for a loss of 2. It'll be a 3rd and 11. Mark Malone, the 6th-year quarterback out of Arizona State, drafted by the Steelers in 1980 to replace Terry Bradshaw, as he took him to one AFC championship 2 years ago. Yet to find that elusive 5th ring, though. Malone fakes the handoff. He's going to throw it. It is complete. It is going to be a 1st and 10 as Malone gets the pass complete to number 85, Calvin Sweeney, for a gain of 34 yards and a 1st down at the 15 before Lewis Wright and Wilson can bring him out. Just over a minute to go in the first quarter. Pittsburgh trying to match Denver's opening drive score. Malone's going to go under center. He's back to pass. Throws it into the end zone. It is dropped by number 88, Jesse Britt, the rookie out of North Carolina A&T. And it's funny seeing an 88 out there and it not being Lynn Swan. I think you would have caught it. course, you could have put it about 10 feet in the air and Swan would have caught it. It is now a second down from the 15-yard line. Britt's got some good veteran receivers there to learn from. Lewis Lips in his second year, John Stallworth in his 12th. Malone going to give it to Abercrombie, and he is going to be met in the backfield and dropped by number 61, Andre Townsend. Splits right through the offensive line and meets Abercrombie for a loss. It'll bring up a third down and 13 from the 18-yard line. Malone in the shotgun. Abercrombie to his right. Malone's back to pass. He's got good blocking. The pocket breaks down. Townsend breaks through, and Malone throws it the last second in the end zone, and it is knocked away. He was looking for Lewis Lips, but number 48, Randy Robbins, was on the coverage. Steve Foley coming over the top. Robbins gets turned all the way around and still is able to bat the ball away from Lips. And they're going to hold him to a Gary Anderson field goal attempt. This will be from about 35 yards away. Gary Anderson, fourth year out of Syracuse. The kick is up. And it's good. And that is the first points of the 1986 season for the Pittsburgh Steelers. They come with 2 seconds to go in the first quarter of week 2. Anderson boots through a 35-yard field goal. Ken Bell and Gerald Wilhite will go back to return this kick as Anderson gets them set up. There's the kick. It's going to be taken by Bell in the end zone. He's going to bring it out to the 20. Out to the 25, and there's going to be a flag thrown. It's going to be a face mask penalty against Pittsburgh, and that'll move Denver to the 35-yard line as Greg Carr is called for the illegal face mask. A personal foul variety. Let's see if we can see it. Nope. That is the end of one, with the Denver Broncos leading the Pittsburgh Steelers on the strength of the Sammy Winder leap into the end zone, 7-3. We're back in Pittsburgh on Monday Night Football as we begin the second quarter. The Steelers have a first down and 10 at the 44. After the penalty. Elway breaks the offense out of the huddle. Elway's going to fake the handoff to Winder. The Steeler fell for it. They tackled him, and Elway throws it across the middle, and it is caught. That is Steve Watson on the reception. Watson coming across the middle. 7th-year receiver out of Temple. Has to dive. He stretches out and brings in the reception. He had beaten John Swain on the coverage. And it'll be a 1st and 10 at the Steeler 38. Elway. He's going to give it to Winder. Winder straight up the middle. He's got a huge hole, and he's going to pick up a first down and a couple more. A 12-yard run, and it is 1st and 10 to the Pittsburgh 26, and that is his 3rd carry for 26 yards. and a touchdown so far on the evening. Sammy Winder, in his 4th season, the Golden Eagle of Southern Miss. Elway fakes the handoff. He's back to pass. He's going to throw into the end zone and overthrows his intended receiver, Vance Johnson. Elway just misfired on that. Another high pass. Second down and 10. Elway brings the Broncos up. Takes the hand off to Winder. Good protection. Elway's going to launch it, and it's going to be way out of bounds. It was caught for a second, but it was almost into the cheap seat, or into the front row. Mark Jackson, the intended receiver. Third down and 10 now. Elway once again in shotgun. He's back to pass. He's got time. Throws it. It is caught by Jackson. He's going to pick up 4 yards on the reception and 6 yards, and it'll be a 4th down and 4. He caught the ball, turned around, and Chris Sheffield was there to make the tackle before you get any extra yardage. And this will be a 38-yard attempt for Rich Carlos. There's the snap. The kick is up, and it is good. And Denver goes out to a 10-3 lead now, thanks to the boot of Rich Carlos. In his 4th season out of Cincinnati. Carlos will now kick off. Just to give you a reset, on the opening drive, John Elway drove the Broncos down. Sammy Winder took it in for the touchdown with a little added leap. Steelers came right back down, and Gary Anderson hit a 35-yard field goal. Broncos come right back down, and Carlos hits a 38-yard field goal, and we're 10-3 in the second. It is taken at the goal line. Kind of a slow return there for Lupe Sanchez. He gets the ball out to the 27. And that's where Mark Malone will take over. Mike Webster, the Super Bowl champion center, anchors the line. Webster and John Stallworth, along with Donnie Shell on defense, your remaining Steelers from those last Super Bowl teams. 1979 was their last Super Bowl championship. The fans here in Pittsburgh won a 5th one. Mark Malone took them to the doorstep of Super Bowl 19 a couple years back, losing to Dan Marino and the Dolphins. Malone is in the pistol formation. He's going to hand it off to Abercrombie. Abercrombie is going to pick up about 4 or 5 yards before he is tackled by number 75, Rulon Jones. It'll be a 2nd down and 5 now. On a clear September evening in Pittsburgh. Temperature at 48 degrees at kickoff. Malone on the screen pass finds Abercrombie. And he is not going to pick up the 1st down. It was Steve Foley knifing through the blockers to break it up and make the tackle. 3rd and 1. Steve Foley in his 10th season out of Tulane. You can talk about guys who are remaining from Super Bowl teams. Foley was the 199th overall selection in 1975. He and Tom Jackson are still around from the Denver Super Bowl round in 1977. Malone fakes the handoff to Abercrombie on 3rd and 1. He is under pressure. He is hit, and the ball is incomplete. Jim Ryan Hits him, not before the ball is knocked away though. Looking at Broncos who are still around from Super Bowl 12, you have number 20, Lewis Wright. You have Steve Foley, the free safety. The Steelers are now going to punt. As Harry Newt kicked the ball away. Gerald Wilhite is going to return. Calls for the fair catch. Alright, back to Super Bowl. Remainders. The fourth one is Reuben Carter. Nose tackle in his 11th season. And that's it. 4 men. Lewis Wright, Steve Foley, Tom Jackson, Reuben Carter. We're in Super Bowl 12. For the Pittsburgh Steelers, you've got Donnie Shell in his 12th season. Meaning he played in 3 of the 4. John Elway in the shotgun. 1st and 10 from the 17. Elway's going to run. Elway's got the first down and then some. Picks up 12 yards on carry and it'll be a first down. Mike Webster in his 12th season also joined the Steelers in 75. Ray Pinney, a left tackle out of Washington, joined the Steelers in 76. He played in 2 Super Bowls. Gary Dunn as well played in 2 Super Bowls, a nose tackle. And John Stallworth played in 3 out of the 4. And that's it. So 5 Steelers, and it's a 2-minute warning. 5 Steelers and 4 Broncos have Super Bowl experience with these current teams. We got 2 minutes to go in the first half as Denver leading Pittsburgh 10-3. It is a 1st and 10 after the Elway scramble. Elway back to pass. He's got blocking, he's got time, he's going to throw, he's going to find, and completes it to Sammy Winder. Elway's now goes over 100 yards passing in the first half. He's 6 of 11, 102 yards. After his first couple of passes were high, he has settled down and is throwing strikes. Hits Sammy Winder in perfect stride. And Winder's able to keep going and pick up 4 or 5 more yards. It is a 1st and 10 at their own 49 with the clock ticking, 1:35 to go. Broncos have all 3 timeouts remaining. So do the Steelers. Elway in the shotgun. He's back to pass. Steelers rush 4. Elway's going to take off running. Elway is going to be hit after he picks up about 7 yards. That was David Little on the tackle. That's Elway's second run. And it is a 2nd down as we click now to 1:10. The Broncos still not using their timeouts. Taking their time in the huddle. 2nd and 3 from the 45-yard line. Elway in the shotgun. He's going to drop back. He's going to throw it out. It is caught. There's a flag down. And Mark Jackson makes a rookie mistake and does not get out of bounds, but there is a flag down. The clock will stop anyway. Paul Howard is called on the hold. Number 60, the right guard out of Brigham Young in his 13th season. Oh, we missed him. He was also with the Super Bowl team. That's the 6th Bronco. I guess he heard that we didn't call his name, so he wanted to make sure we knew about him. He got himself a holding penalty. 52 seconds remaining in the first half. 2nd down and 13. Now back to their own 45. Elway in the pistol. He's back to pass. Throws it over the middle and it is incomplete. And that'll bring up a 3rd down. Elway was looking for Vance Johnson, but this one was low. Third down, 13 to go. Throws a strike and it is caught. Clarence K, and he gets out of bounds down to the 34-yard line. It is a pickup of 21 yards on their play. That pass was thrown before K made his break. Another perfect pass from Elway. And it is a first down. And they still have all three of their timeouts, managing the clock relatively well. 45 seconds to go. They're at the 34 right now. It'd be about a 51-yard field goal for Carlos. Elway is 7 of 13 passing. And he's in the shotgun again. Two receivers up to the right. He's going to drop. He's going to throw. It is caught over the middle. This is Clarence K again, and Denver will burn their first timeout. They'll bring up a second down and 1 when we return to Three River Stadium in Pittsburgh. Our next broadcast, Thursday Night Football, once again. This time in Cleveland's Municipal Stadium. The Cleveland Browns will host the Cincinnati Bengals on Thursday, September 18th. Elway back to pass. He's going to roll out. Oh, he just got tackled from behind, and the Broncos are going to have to burn another timeout. If Elway could have gotten by Robin Cole, he would have had a room to go, but Cole was able to make the tackle and stuff Elway. It's going to be third down and 4. Elway giving instructions to his men. Taking their time in the huddle. It was a timeout though. Third down and 4 from the 28-yard line. Elway, Winder back deep. Elway's going to throw. He throws over the middle. There's Gerald Wilhite who breaks one tackle, picks up another, and time is ticking with 22 seconds to go. Wilhite came out of the backfield, and he's going to get the ball inside the 20, down about the 18. Denver in the huddle with 18 seconds to go. What are they doing? No hustle. 10, 8, 5 seconds. Elway gonna throw. 3, 2, 1. And it's out of bounds. I don't know what Denver was doing on that last play, but they wasted the entire 22 seconds they had. Then they lose the chance at the field goal. It's 10-3 at the half. Denver leading. Looking at the scores from week 2. On Thursday night, the New England Patriots defeated the New York Jets 17-3. The 1 o'clock games, Cleveland defeating Houston 23-20. It was Green Bay falling to New Orleans 24-10. In overtime, the Cincinnati Bengals escaped the Buffalo Bills 36-33. It's the Dallas Cowboys all over the Detroit Lions 31-7. The Atlanta Falcons destroy the St. Louis Cardinals 33-13. Philadelphia falls to Chicago in overtime 13-10. The San Diego Chargers stuff the New York Giants 7-0. And the Washington Redskins escape the Los Angeles Raiders 10-6. In the 4 o'clock hour, the Miami Dolphins get by the Indianapolis Colts 30-10. San Francisco, led by Jeff Kemp, comes from behind to win in overtime 19-16 over the Los Angeles Rams. Minnesota beats Tampa Bay 23-10, and Seattle over Kansas City 23-17. Here, start of the third quarter, Denver leads Pittsburgh 10-3, and the Steelers are going to get the ball. Mark Malone warming up. Got the grizzled look on his face already. In just his 6th season. We've been up and down seasons. Understudy Terry Bradshaw at first took over only to give away back to Bradshaw in 83. Then became the man in 84. Took the Steelers to the AFC title. They haven't been back to the playoffs since. It's 2 years later now. Lupe Sanchez gets the ball out to the 26 before he is tackled by Wilson. 23-yard average so far for Sanchez. The Bronco defense has had a bit of a bend but don't break attitude so far today, as they let Pittsburgh drive down for a field goal but did not let them give up the touchdown. Pittsburgh still has not scored a touchdown in the 1986 season. Shut out last week by Seattle 30-0. Malone takes the snap. And he's going to hit number 85. That is Sweeney. Calvin Sweeney on the reception. Picks up the first down. Perfect tight spiral. Sweeney taps both toes down, and it's a first down for the Steelers. Malone brings him up to the line. Going to pick the handoff. He's under pressure, and he is going to be hit and dropped for a loss. That's Dennis Smith on the safety blitz. That was a perfect play call at just the right time. By defensive coordinator Joe Collier. 2nd down and 22 now. Speaking of coordinators, it's up to Pittsburgh offensive coordinator. What do you call on 2nd and 22? That's what Tom Moore's got to figure out. Malone hands the ball off to Abercrombie. And he doesn't have much luck as he is run smack into the likes of Tom Jackson, number 57. And Steve Wilson, number 45. 3rd down and 19 now. Malone changing the play. Fakes the handoff. Throws it deep. And he overthrows his intended receiver or underthrows the other one. Not sure which was which. That'll be a 4th down and Pittsburgh will have to punt. Calvin Sweeney was one of the receivers in the area. That Denver defense holding tough. Gerald Wilhite on the return from the Harry Newsom punt. Wilhite gets 14, and the Bronco offense will take over at the 34. First and 10, Elway in the shotgun. Back to pass. Throws over the middle. It is complete for the first down to Steve Watson. Perfect pass. Watson extends, catches the ball, is able to pick up a couple extra yards before being brought down by Eric Williams, and they are into Steeler territory. 1st and 10 at the 44. Elway in the shotgun. Hands it off to Winder. Winder's going to try for the outside. And he's going to pick up 7 yards on the carry. He's rushed the ball so far 4 times for 33 yards. Denver total has 52, along with Elway and Winder, both picking up yardage. Second down and 3. Elway in the shotgun. He's going to give the Winder and the Steelers, the remnants of the steel curtain, led by number 53, Brian Hinkle, and number 93, Keith Willis, converging to make the tackle. Willis loses 4 yards on the carry. It's 3rd down and 7 now for Elway. The Broncos are trying to extend their lead midway through the third quarter. Elway back to pass. Throws over the middle. Overthrown, and that'll bring up a 4th down. Well, it should bring on Mike Horan to punt the ball away. Horan standing in his own 44. Boots the ball, looking for the corner of the end zone. It's going to go out of bounds. I'm going to say the 26. Sorry, that was Jack Wheel, the punter, as the Broncos have switched a couple times. Jack Wheel, the rookie out of Wyoming. Malone in the shotgun, 1st and 10 at the 26, trailing by 7. Still have yet to score a touchdown this season. He gives to Abercrombie. Abercrombie's going to pick up 9 yards on the carry. He's carried the ball for 35 yards so far tonight. Tom Jackson and Steve Foley converging to make the tackle. Denver has 208 total yards to Pittsburgh 77. Malone in the shotgun. Here's the give to Abercrombie. He's up the middle for the 1st down before he runs into Steve Foley. Abercrombie to the 43. He's got 44 yards rushing so far tonight. Straight up the middle. There was a gaping hole in the Bronco defense. First and 10 at the 43. Malone back to pass. And it is going to be out of bounds. Wilson on the coverage. Sweeney, the intended receiver. And it's a 2nd down. Malone picks the handoff. Throws it over the middle. It is caught. John Stallworth, his first reception of the afternoon, before Wright can make the tackle. Stallworth, part of that classic 1974 Pittsburgh draft. Played in all 4 Super Bowls. I think my math was a fuzzy earlier with the 12th year guys. Malone fakes the handoff, throws it over the middle and overthrows his intended receiver. Lewis Wright was once again converging on the coverage. Looking for Calvin Sweeney. Malone in the shotgun. Back to pass, throws it over the middle, it is caught down. Number 86, Preston Gothard making his first reception. And then he runs into Foley, Wilson, and Wright. First and 10 at the Denver 28. Malone in the shotgun, back, gonna hand it off to Walter Abercrombie. Abercrombie picks up a couple yards before running into Simon Fletcher and being taken down. And that is the end of the third quarter with the score Denver 10, Pittsburgh 3. We are entering the 8th quarter for the Pittsburgh Steelers offense in 1986 with no touchdowns to show. Second down and 6 at the 24. Malone back to pass. He's going to throw, almost intercepted. Malone's pass was high and Lewis Wright jumped up, knocked it down. And that is now a third down. Lewis lips on the intended reception. Malone back to pass. Jailbreak screen. Gets it to Abercrombie. But Simon Fletcher is there. No, Carl Mecklenburg is there to break up the screen pass, and it'll be 4th down for Pittsburgh. Gary Anderson trots on to attempt a 45-yard kick. 44, depending on the spot. For 44, Anderson's kick is up. It's long enough, and it is good. The referee decided to call that field goal good from the front end of the goal line like it was 1973. But it's still good. Cuts the Denver lead at 10-6. Still favorite team to go in the game, but don't expect the onside kick just yet. Pittsburgh has all 3 of their timeouts still. Ken Bell back to return along with Gerald Wilhite. Here's the kick. He's going to be taken at the goal line by Bell. He's out to the 20, going to get to the 24. They're going to call it the 25 on the return. Couple Steelers converging on the tackle, including number 50, David Little. Elway gets the last minute instructions from Dan Reeves, and he comes onto the field. From the 25-yard line. First and 10 now for Denver. Elway back to pass. He's going to take off and run. And he's going to not slide. He's going to get the first down, but he's going to be hit and hit high by number 41, Chris Sheffield, and number 26, that is John Swain. A couple of Steelers licking their chops, seeing Elway running down the field. The Steelers have allowed 60 rushing yards today to Elway and Winder combined. First and 10. The clock running. Denver leading 10-6. Fourth quarter. Monday Night Football, Week 2. Elway fakes the handoff to Winder. Throws over the middle. Almost intercepted. Elway is 10 of 19 for 163 yards, and the veteran, the Super Bowl performer Donnie Shell, had the ball in his hand as Mark Jackson was the intended receiver, but the ball went right over his head. The rookie didn't even look up. Just had time to look back and see Shell dropping the ball. Second down and 10 from the 36. Elway. He's going to turn and he's going to fake the handoff. Rolling to his right. He's going to throw it back across the field. And too much. Too far, too much. It'll bring up a third down and 10. Elway's pass was intended for number 89, Orson Mobley, the rookie out of Florida State. Third and 10. The Steelers fans are going nuts now for the stop. Elway fakes the handoff to Winder. Free rush. Throws. It is caught, and it'll be a first down with a rookie, Mark Jackson. That time he looked up, reached up, and pulled down the ball. First and 10 now at the Pittsburgh 36. Mark Jackson went as high as he could. He beat the coverage of number 33, Harvey Clayton, and comes down with the ball. This game's so tense back and forth, Dan Reeves even needs a drink of Gatorade. Elway in the shotgun. Back to pass. Gonna pick the handoff. He gets away from the rush, throws on the run. It is caught. And that'll pick up 6 yards, but that looks like Mobley is now clutching his arm or his shoulder. And we're going to get a substitution. Orson Mobley came up big on the last reception. They're definitely looking at his shoulder. That could be a history changer right there. After the stoppage, we reset, got a 2nd and 4 at the Pittsburgh 30-yard line. 3:45 to go in the game. Denver leads Pittsburgh 10-6. Elway fakes the handoff. Throws it. It is caught. Vance Johnson brings up a first down inside the red zone to the 18. Elway, 209 yards passing on the night so far. That's Harvey Clayton's first tackle. They've thrown at him recently, but that's the first time the ball's been completed near him. And he made the tackle. Elway comes to the line of scrimmage, 1st and 10. There's the give to Winder. Winder right up the middle. He is inside the 10, and it's going to be down to the 5, and it'll be 1st and goal at the 5, as Winder now has rushed 6 times for 42 yards. And a touchdown. Averaging 7 yards a carry. First and goal at the 5. We're down to 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the game. Pittsburgh scores. It could be all she wrote. Winder breaks free, and he is going to be ruled down at the 1. It looked like he might have fallen into the end zone. Second and goal now. That's the 2-minute warning here in Pittsburgh, with the Denver Broncos leading the Pittsburgh Steelers 10-6. And it is a second and goal from the 1. What a game Monday Night Football has brought to you so far. It is 10-6. Denver leading and looking to score. Second and goal from the 1. Away in the shotgun. 3 receivers to the right. Clarence K-line tight on the left. Elway's going to give it to Winder. And there is a flag down as Winder is tackled on the 1. A face mask penalty called on Donnie Shell. It's going to result to a half the distance penalty, which basically is nothing, because it always comes back to the 1. But it gives Denver an automatic first down. Elway in the shotgun. He's got double tight, receiver split on both sides. He's going to give it to Winder again, and he is again going to be tackled at the 1, and Pittsburgh will call a timeout with 1:53 to go. Winder has the game's only touchdown. Pittsburgh's trying to hold Denver to a field goal and give themselves a chance still to drive down and tie it up. Denver looking to score a touchdown and put the game on ice, or run out the clock while they're at it. Pittsburgh still has 2 timeouts left though. 1:53 to go. It is second and goal from the 1. The personal foul penalty called on Donnie Shell gave Denver new life. Elway gives it to Winder, and he's going to be met this time for a loss. That is number 64, Edmund Nelson, getting through the offensive line. And the Pittsburgh Steelers call timeout once again. They're going to credit David Little with that tackle. Third and goal from the 3-yard line off the 2-yard loss. The fans are going nuts here in Ryan Stadium. Elway breaks the Broncos out of the huddle. Pittsburgh with 1 timeout left. Third and goal from the 1. 3. Elway gives it to Winder, and Winder is going to be met for a loss in the backfield. Number 90. That is Larry Station, the rookie out of Iowa. And that is now a 4th and goal at the 8. Pittsburgh uses all their timeouts. Denver does not get much time taken off the clock, and Rich Carlos is on to attempt a field goal. They had a first and goal from the 1, and they're pushed all the way back to the 8. This will be a 25-yard kick for Carlos. The kick is up, and they are going to say good. 13-6, Denver leads with 1:43 to go. Pittsburgh's going to get the ball back, but does not have any timeouts. Carlos lines up the kick. The rest of the Bronco kick team prepares themselves for the battle ahead. Leading 13-6 with a minute 43 to go. Lupe Sanchez back deep to return. It's going to be taken by Sanchez, 2 yards deep. He's going to bring it out. Sanchez up to the 20. He's going to get to the 25-yard line before he is finally tackled by Simon Fletcher. Sanchez averaging 24 yards on the carry. And men like Carl Mecklenburg, Rulon Jones, Greg Cragen, Steve Foley, Dennis Smith, some of the names, Andre Townsend. They're going to have to try and keep Mark Malone and the Steelers from getting down to the end zone and tying this game up with a minute 38 to go. 1st and 10 at the 25. Pittsburgh has no timeouts and they must score a touchdown. Malone's got 3 receivers to his right. He's got Abercrombie in the backfield. He's going to fake the handoff. He's going to run and throws it deep. It is way out of bounds. Lewis Wright had the coverage. Malone let it fly. He let her rip and it went all the way out of bounds. Lewis Lips was the intended receiver. Second down from the 25-yard line for Mark Malone. Malone changing the play up a little. He's back to pass. He's going to throw. It's going to go up high. And that is number 85, Calvin Sweeney. First down at the 38. Pittsburgh's in the no huddle. Malone back to pass. Throws it over the middle. This time it is caught. It is number 86, Preston Gothard, the tight end, making his second reception. And the Steelers are down to the Denver 41. We're down to a minute 2. A minute to go. Over the middle and overthrows his intended receiver. And Mark Malone hit his last 2 before going high on that one. Second down and 10. We're down to 59 seconds. Steelers are 41 yards away from tying the game up and sending it into overtime. Malone back to pass. Throws it over the middle and it is caught by Lewis Lips. Nope. That is 85, Calvin Sweeney. The unsung heroes making the waves tonight. Lips in the backfield with Abercrombie and Malone spikes it. Second down and 10, 44 seconds to go. Malone alone in the shotgun. He's back to pass. He's going to throw. It's incomplete. Mark Malone on the evening is 9 of 19, 123 yards. And it's third down, 40 seconds to go. Wee G. Thompson was the intended receiver. Malone brings the Steelers up. 3 receivers to the left, including a tight end. 1 spread out. Fakes the handoff to Abercrombie. With the pressure coming, he throws. It is overthrown, and it's 4th down. Jesse Britt was the intended receiver. 4th and 10. Huge play. Can Malone come through? Back to pass. Throws it toward the end zone. And is going to sail overthrown. And that will be the ball game. Steve Foley was on the coverage. Malone's pass just gets away from him. And lands harmlessly in the end zone. So Elway brings the Broncos on after 38 points in week 1. They only managed 13 here in this game. Elway takes a knee. That should be the last play. Denver's going to go to 2-0. Pittsburgh's going to fall to 0-2 on the evening, on the year. And that is the end of the game. Next week, Denver will travel to Philadelphia. Meanwhile, Pittsburgh will travel to Minnesota. The Denver Broncos get the win, 13-6 over the Pittsburgh Steelers. Look at Mark Malone. Through 8 quarters, the Steelers have yet to score a touchdown. Almost as bad as the Rams, but at least they got a defensive one. Your final from Pittsburgh, Denver 13, Pittsburgh 6. Denver with 206 passing yards, 68 rushing yards, no turnovers in the game. Join us again Thursday night from Cleveland's Municipal Stadium, our second Thursday night football of the year, as the Cincinnati Bengals take on the Cleveland Browns. Alright, on a personal note, Thursdays were rare back then, but for the second time in as many weeks, they're going to have one, and that is the only 2 Thursday night games of the year. We will not bring you the game tomorrow, as this game counted as my Tuesday day off. My next day off is Wednesday. I will hope to bring Cincinnati Cleveland in. It is about 1:15 in the morning here in New York State, so have a good night and we'll see you later.